On June 9th, 2026, Anthropic launched what they called the most powerful AI models in human history, Claude Fable 5 and Mythos 5. They didn't just brag about reasoning capabilities. They boasted about something far more dangerous, strong cyber weapon capabilities. 3 days later, the US government issued an unprecedented export control directive, suspending access to the models globally. But that's only half the story. To give access back, Anthropic is doing something that will fundamentally change the internet forever. They're asking for your government ID and biometric data. June 9th, 2026, the launch. To understand how we got here, we have to look at the launch of Fable 5 and Mythos 5. Anthropic marketed these not just as helpful assistants, but as entities capable of executing complex cyber operations. They were proud of it. They essentially built a digital weapon and dropped it onto the public internet. You can't release a model with strong offensive cyber capabilities and expect the government to just look the other way. It was a matter of national security from day one. The contradiction here is staggering. It's as if Anthropic was saying it's perfectly fine for US citizens to have the tools to hack each other. But the moment the government realizes foreign adversaries have the same access, the panic sets in. June 12, 2026, the global blackout. On June 12th, just 3 days after launch, the US Commerce Department stepped in. They issued an export control directive ordering Anthropic to suspend all access to Fable 5 and Mythos 5 for any foreign national. But here's the problem. Anthropic's user base is global. They had no mechanism to instantly distinguish a user in Ohio from a user in a sanctioned country. So they did the only thing they could do. They suspended access for everyone, globally. The official reason cited was national security. A potential jailbreak had been discovered. Anthropic pushed back, claiming the jailbreak was narrow and that older models like GPT 5.5 could do the exact same thing. But the damage was done. The US government had essentially seized control of a private company's product. The privacy erosion. To get the models back online, Anthropic needed a way to prove who was American and who wasn't. And that leads us to June 15th and Anthropic's privacy policy update. Anthropic announced that starting July 8th, 2026, they may ask users for verification data, government-issued IDs, video selfies, and biometric facial geometry. If you want to use the most powerful AI in the world, you have to hand over your biological identity. This isn't just about distinguishing citizens from foreign nationals anymore. This is the implementation of a surveillance infrastructure built directly into the tools we use to work, write, and code. It is, for all intents and purposes, the foundation of a real-time social credit score. CO.com reported that a US passport could serve as the workaround, but think about the precedent this sets. If Anthropic normalizes biometric AI access, the rest of the industry will follow. Validation and the open weight rebellion. SpaceXAI had already been jointly training a model with Cursor, known as Grok V9 Medium, recently released to developers. It was rolled out as a part of a deep collaboration following SpaceX's massive $60 billion acquisition of Cursor's parent company, Anysphere. What we are witnessing is a massive consolidation of AI power. Fewer independent tools, more corporate control, all under the umbrella of a few mega billionaires and government watchdogs. But this consolidation and this biometric overreach is exactly why this is a watershed moment. When centralized AI requires your passport and scans your face, the case for self-hosted AI becomes a matter of digital survival to ensure that the tools of the future aren't gated by government directives and corporate surveillance. Before we wrap up, I want to take a moment to address some incredible feedback I received on episode 2 from Christian Makoa, also known as Krayler.
Well, the first thing I'm kind of curious about is this an AI generated avatar, or is this actually you speaking on camera? It's kind of funny that I have to ask that, but sometimes you can't tell with AI. I'm thinking it's AI generated. I'm wondering if the entire video is AI generated based on like these shots are AI and then it's like an AI version of your voice. Correct me if I'm wrong, but just like the cadence of your voice to me sounded a little AI, but maybe it's just the way you were speaking. highly suggest showing your face immediately, like second zero of the video, because the way you have it structured here, taking about 14 seconds to get into when you start talking and you see your face, I think your retention is going to be pretty low there. The first 30 seconds of a YouTube video is absolutely critical to get people hooked, keep them engaged. And my gut reaction watching this was like, oh, this looks like AI slop. I'm out. I want to click away. YouTube is increasingly going to become about that human connection and feeling like you can trust who's on the other side of the screen. And seeing a face, feeling that human connection instantly puts people at ease in a way that, you know, this sort of like stock footage, animated, this might be like an AI animation, I wonder, with like the dramatic music. You know, it's cool, but just objectively speaking for YouTube, I don't think it's going to bring the best results. You're very well spoken. You have a good voice for YouTube. So maybe you just did this out of convenience, this like, and I could be wrong here. You could be like, Christian, you're crazy. I didn't use AI. It's actually me talking. And then my only other thought was that the background music is pretty loud. I feel like it might be a little bit distracting. So I would just be cognizant of the levels of that when you're editing. And then my final note is that a video of this duration, the way that you scripted it, it kind of felt like an intro and then the rest of the video was missing. But I think there is a lot more on this topic that you could go into. And I was hooked. I felt like, okay, I'm just getting started. You know, like I'm getting sucked in. I'm really interested in this topic. And then boom, video ends. I really think you have a lot to offer here. And I honestly think that if you make your videos feel a bit more human, you'll hopefully see more traction and can really build an audience, because these are interesting topics. People want to know about them.
Thank you, Christian, for the honest, constructive breakdown. We are watching the architecture of the future being built in real time. Anthropic's Mythos 5 was supposed to be a leap forward in capability. Instead, it became the catalyst for the greatest erosion of digital privacy we've ever seen. If one major player normalizes ID verification, the rest will fall in line. We'll continue to monitor how lawmakers, tech giants, and the open source community navigate this delicate balance between security, innovation, and our fundamental right to privacy. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.